Hello, my name's Addie and I'm a psychic medium, and today I wanted to give you my predictions for the remainder of 2020 all the way through to the year 2025. Now I know that's a long way away, however it is part of a cycle that we will continue to see remain. Now this year has been a big year for the collective. In other words, for all of us humans, it has been a big awakening year with so many themes playing out. Now, of course, I'm referring to one of the themes being the coronavirus. Now, the coronavirus has been deemed as something that is unfavorable. Of course, there have been a lot of souls that have crossed over due to this. However, it was for the purpose of something so much bigger, and its benefit was for us as humans to look at ourselves and be aware of ourselves, because there were so many people with the coronavirus who had to, in one way or another, go indoors and quarantine themselves. And the purpose of that going indoors and quarantining ourselves was so that we could really face ourselves, really get to understand who we are and what is important to us. And what we saw was so many shifts occur within families and family dynamics which needed to occur, because unless we were placed in those situations where we really got the opportunity to go, this is who you are, this is what you've created around yourself, is this what you want, is this what you prefer? And we saw a lot of people say, actually these things need some fine-tuning, and others say, actually no, and I haven't had the opportunity to look at this, but now that I'm here, this needs to change. So some incredible, beautiful changes happened for the better. I know it's brought a lot of people turmoil. There have been a lot of people reaching out saying to me, Addie, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know where I'm going, I feel lost. And I want you to understand that even the feeling of being lost has its benefits. Because when you feel lost, what do? You look and you try and discover what it is about you. What is that feeling inside of you that's saying, I'm lost? You're not actually lost, but it is an opportunity to choose again. There is something inside of you that's saying, I'm not comfortable here. And when we're not comfortable, what do? We move. So although the coronavirus is still carrying on, it's not over, and it won't be over right through to the end of the year. So instead of get worried about it and sort of wrestle with it in your head and get fed up, I want you to lean into the experience. Whatever is happening for you and around you and right in your family is happening on purpose, right? It is happening for a reason. So I want you to, instead of fight it and sort of go, I wish this was over, I want you to embrace the experience and see why it has been brought into your life. Now, as the coronavirus theme died down a little bit, even before we really got the opportunity to sort of, get our minds back in order, we saw another theme flare up, which was also very, very important. Now, of course, I'm referring to the Black Lives Matter movement. This is another extremely important theme that us as humans need to address, because right now we are experiencing far too much segregation. Understanding that at the core of us, who we are, our soul is actually one. When we say we are all one, we actually literally mean we are singular. We are the singularity. In other words, we are God experiencing ourselves through these different formats, through these different bodies. So when you have flare-ups in certain themes, for example, such as the Black Lives Matter movement, it is so important that we understand it is for the purpose of us becoming aware of ourselves and needing to unite, because we're actually not different. Our soul is all the same. So there are other things that were also playing on in the background that I guess these two bigger themes of the year have sort of overshadowed to a degree, but there are other themes that are playing up as well, which is the LGBTQ community, as well as the idea that we need to look after our planet and the pollution of our planet. There are so many things that we need to, as human beings, as a collective, we need to face, that I'm telling you now, between now and the end of the year, that isn't dying down. And the reason is that it isn't dying down is not just to torture us. The reason it's not dying down is because we still need to address it. And I want you to remember, at the soul of who you are, at the core of who you are neither male nor female, nor black, nor white, nor rich, nor poor. You are a blend of everything. And when we understand that, that is when we can embrace one another and understand that we are all one. We are one, experiencing ourselves as many. Now, there are going to be some other themes that haven't yet really come to the surface, which will, and that is, of course, some more politically focused themes that are going to come up. There is going to be some flare-ups around that time. I want you to not place fear or concern. I want you to, when it comes time to vote, or when it comes time to choose your preference, I want you to choose, instead of your automatic reaction, I want you to stop for a moment and really assess and ask yourself, what do I really want from my country? What do I want from my planet? And then choose from that perspective, because when you choose, and you choose with the perspective of love, you will yield more love. Love yields more love. Hate does not yield more love. Anger does not yield more love. Only love yields more love. So towards the end of the year, we are going to see some more political themes flare up. And as I said, it is going to come across as a little turbulent, but I want you all to recognize that nothing happens that isn't happening for a reason, and nothing happens that isn't happening for the benefit of the collective, and that is the benefit of the entire planet. So no matter how it looks, I want you to recognize that as it settles and as all these different themes settle, we are going to start experiencing a very different world. Now, between now and the year of 2025, it is a mass awakening time. Now, what do I mean by awakening? What do I mean by spiritual awakening? I know a lot of us have heard that term and thrown that term around. What does it mean to be spiritually awake? Essentially, it means that you are aware that you are God in a physical format, that your consciousness, that is your mind and your thinking and the essence of God, is what's creating your reality. And once you understand that what you think and the essence of God is what creates your reality, you will also understand that what you think about and what you place your focus attention on and what you believe literally creates the world around you. So between now and the year 2025, we are going to see a lot more people leaning towards more of what we would consider a spiritual religion. And that is, a lot more people are becoming more open-minded about what the concept of God is and how they can begin to experience a very different life through the perspective of understanding that God is actually all of us and in all of us and working through all of us, because we are all sparks and reflections of God. So between now and 2025, there is going to be so many people, even some people right now that you would go, nope, this person's not going to be into this sort of thing. You will be surprised. In the next 1 or 2 years, there's going to be a concentrated amount of people who are going to be seeming to come across as a little bit more open-minded, and that is them sort of just playing around with the theme, playing around with the idea, because between now and 2025, we are going to experience so much more opportunities for us as a human race to have a look at what we have created for ourselves. And right now we are experiencing a planet with so much segregation. We are seeing rich, poor, black, white, you're here, you're there, I'm different to you, you're different to me, when in essence, we are all exactly the same. And the goal is unity. The goal is love. The goal is to begin to understand that your planet is you, because you create your planet from within your consciousness, and you and everyone else, there is actually no separation. We are all one. We are all one, creating the perception of many for the purpose of exploring. So I want you to recognize that the more you resist the so-called awakening or the awareness of who you are, the more different negative, lower vibrational, challenging themes that will come up. They're actually not negative. They're actually your higher mind or God's opportunity, giving you the opportunity to awaken within yourself and shake some of these not so helpful belief systems that we have generated over time. The goal is love. The goal is unity. We are going to experience so much between now and 2025. I want you to lean into it and understand that it is not our brain, our mind that's in control here. It's actually our soul that's in control here, that God is in control here. And what's in control is actually unconditional love. And when something is being controlled or pointed towards a direction, which is the fundamental core of it is unconditional love, then all you can look forward to is more unity, more love, more togetherness. And the more we fight that, the more we will see these flare-ups come up where we are, there are protests and people walking around with signs and banners saying, we need to look at this, we need to look at this. So when the themes come up, instead of being afraid, ask yourself, why is this occurring? And how do I need to shift it from within myself? Because once you shift the way you think and what you believe, you quite literally change the entire world. The whole world changes when you change.